We dated for 5 years, and I only found out at the wedding she had been cheating the whole time. You ever have one of those moments where your whole life flips upside down, and everyone around you keeps smiling like nothing happened? Yeah, that was me, on my wedding day. Standing there, tux on, guests all staring, my stomach turning because in the middle of the vows, I realized the woman I loved had been lying to me for years. I'm 31 now. This all happened 3 years ago. But even now, if I close my eyes, I can smell the flowers in the church and hear the sound of my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. Her name's not important. Let's just call her Claire. We met when I was 23 and she was 21 at a mutual friend's party. She was loud, funny, confident in a way I wasn't. We clicked instantly. You know that feeling when you just know? Yeah, I thought I knew. We moved in together after a year. Everyone said we were that couple, the ones who actually worked, the ones people secretly rooted for. I thought we were solid. Looking back, I can see the cracks. Little things. She'd get defensive if I asked where she'd been. She always kept her phone face down. But I told myself, don't be that paranoid boyfriend. I trusted her. Flash forward 5 years. We're engaged. Everything's moving fast. Venues, flowers, a guest list that made my bank account cry. My mom cried when I told her the date. Her mom cried when we toured the reception hall. It was perfect. Or at least, that's what I thought. A week before the wedding, I was at a bar with my best man, Tyler. We were going over final details when he got quiet. Real quiet. Then he said, "Man, there's something I need to tell you." I laughed it off. "Don't tell me you lost the rings." But he didn't laugh. He said, "It's about Claire." And my stomach dropped. Tyler told me he'd seen her with someone else. Not just once, over the years. At first, he thought maybe it was a cousin or a coworker. But then, he saw them kissing. I stared at him, waiting for the punchline. But there wasn't one. I wanted to believe he was lying, maybe even trying to sabotage us. But Tyler's not that guy. Still, I couldn't just take it in. My brain wouldn't let me. So I told him he was wrong. I told him not to bring it up again. And I went home and looked at Claire like nothing had changed. But everything had. For the next week, I was in a fog. Part of me wanted to call off the wedding. The other part, the bigger part, didn't want to be that guy. The guy who nukes his life over a rumor. So I told myself I'd wait, I'd watch, and then the wedding day came. The morning started perfect. Sunlight streaming in, my mom fussing over my tie, my dad clapping me on the back, everyone smiling. But in the back of my mind, I was scanning everything, watching her. When I saw him, I knew. Some guy in the third row, dark suit, leaning back like he owned the room. Our eyes met for half a second, and something about his smirk made my blood run cold. During the ceremony, I caught her glancing at him, not in a guest I haven't seen in forever way, in a way I recognized, because she looked at me like that once. And then it happened. We got to the vows. I was holding her hands, looking into her eyes, trying to push through this knot in my chest. And she smiled. But it wasn't at me. It was at him. I don't know how to explain it, but in that split second, I knew Tyler had been telling the truth. I knew he was the other man. I knew she'd been cheating. Not just once, not just recently, but for years. and everyone around us kept smiling because no one else saw it. I froze, couldn't hear the officiant, couldn't breathe. All I could think was, do I stop this now? Do I blow it all up? If you've made it this far, I really want to know, what would you have done? I didn't stop it. Yeah, I know. I went through with it. We kissed, people clapped, and I smiled for photos like I wasn't dying inside. Why? Because in that moment, I wasn't ready to burn my life down in front of my parents, her parents, our friends, everyone. But I decided, right then, I'd get my revenge, quietly. The next few months were hell. She was her usual self, laughing, making plans, acting like the perfect wife, and I played along. I waited. I collected proof, photos, texts, screenshots of her work trips that lined up with his location. I became the guy I swore I'd never be, checking her phone when she showered, digging through receipts. And when I had enough, I struck. One night, I told her we were going out for dinner. Fancy place. She dressed up, smiled the whole ride there. We sat down, ordered drinks, and I slid the envelope across the table. She opened it. Her face went pale. Inside, everything. I didn't yell, didn't make a scene. I just said, "You've got 10 minutes to decide how you want to handle the divorce, or I show these to your family tonight." She started crying, whispering about how it wasn't what I thought, that it was complicated, but I didn't care. The divorce was messy but fast. I made sure she didn't get a dime more than she was owed. Her parents, who adored me, were devastated. I never told them the full truth. Let her live with that lie. Tyler, he stood by me the whole time. Never once said, "I told you so." It's been 3 years. I'm not gonna lie. It messed me up. I don't trust easily now. I overthink everything. But I also know I'll never ignore my gut again. By the way, if you're still watching this, hit that like button. Not for me, but so the algorithm knows this kind of story matters. A few months ago, I saw her. Grocery store. She looked smaller somehow. No wedding ring, no guy in sight. She froze when she saw me. I just nodded and walked past. And that was it. No speech, no closure. Because the truth is, I got mine the day I walked away from that table and didn't look back. Seriously, leave a comment. I still don't know if I should have stopped the wedding right there. Part of me wishes I had. Part of me's glad I didn't. We dated for 5 years. She cheated the whole time, and I married her anyway, just long enough to make sure she never got the happy ending she thought she would. That's my confession.